I don't try to explain all this for you, make you understand. Waiting FBK say, waiting at the drive, the first way they go use, waiting the constitution give them rights for do and not for do, and waiting that you don't take on that one day. We are not going to be distracted. We're still discussing the 2020 audit report. Like our two friend, Leone, waiting that you don't take today. Welcome on board, those friend. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, AAA, for giving me the platform. And thanks to all the information we don't bring for we, and thanks to Kabia for the information we will bring up for we. And regarding this auditor report, we know saying a document we don't contain a lot of opinion with the auditor general we don't give, whether the MD them, organization them, ministries them, other small body them where they give money, NGOs and so on, how that money then they pass them, and if you comply with waiting the government law say. But the problem here, if this statement we then give, and the statement we the ACC man they try to give here with FBK. FBK, I believe, say more of a material misstatement in the try to give here. What is this material misstatement? The material misstatement was it give a lot of thing where it try to portray a story wherein it shows say what in don't get in the table, because first of all it try to say incapacity first, about incapacity of the one that would work inside the ACC. You talk about then get almost just about 251 staff. So it talk of that material, they say, okay, that material, they go with the work where the Auditor General need for letting go do after all this they don't bring come. Because when you look at the ACC, now a direct body will link straight to the Auditor General, and any other activity where somebody with a civil society in the work for or public thing, anything to do with public funds. But if you know, because of the law, now the auditor they precede, now they go before, now they go check and see what's in them MD there or the organization they do. But the misstatement don't come up, and the document where they give the opinion, in they give this misstatement, first of all, it is thrown down to area of, first of all, the capacity. And then they talk about the job at hand is too big. Then they see back, they try to put say, well, between now and December, then go able to get people that would then go able to call up for do certain job. But you go begin to think, say, if they say the job at hand where it contain almost about over how many thousand funds them, because it talks say then bring up the embassy then you na 51, the areas and the issues them, but the issues in total we then therefore look into now about 1,020 issues. Public account, when at the government side, to talk about 9 issues. But the issues, they try to expand them in a way where they're not able to do the work because the number small. So you see the misstatement here, they see again at some point, the government, they support, the head of the government, one of the president, he support verbally, he support practically. So you begin to wonder again, say, okay, how all the things here can be one, it talks it support practically, and then it support verbally. Then I want to your question again. Then they see during the speech where they give in the press release, the press people and they give them questions. And some of the questions, and they ask them directly to areas where they say, you go do this, you go do this, you go do this. But again, if they come, you say, well, I know they say the president, they're not for check them, but they talk say the president, it supports the thing practically and even theoretically. So you find out say, they give the statement where the statement, you look a lot of misstatement, not the statement or they get facts, but the statement not the rhyme with waiting na the duty what is supposed to do. If it is talk say the the capacity not there, where everybody we don't know from the word start to even don't they pronounce. When you careful say you, then they award you certain prizes for being good. People that they can't tap the idea where you get as an ACC, somebody will lead ACC or any corruption findings. So if then they come for can learn to you, then they approve you and they compare back whose country now West Africa or whose country now Africa or even at the world we don't do so or we don't do so. So you begin to say, well, if there were findings, who not they get? If there were recommendation, who not they give? And the auditor general they give an your opinion and from a document we don't present based on the findings and then in the auditor general in your law where he follow within your like for say now guidelines then where I get for do. He don't do it right. He don't take he don't come bring up. But you now they begin to complain about the capacity, first of all, about the workload way boku, and at the same time, you talk about they can take action within a short period of time. Because when we talk of Christmas, it's just 2 days ahead or 3 days from the time we make a statement. So you begin to say, now, my statement say, well, if person world is done, they look, you will say, yes, actually, that man, they do in work. That man is ready for doing work. That man ready for fight corruption. But again, it talk about time. It talk about capacity. So you get for able to catch this short time, how we go able for in prison. So you find out now waiting the audience one for a year in the change to in a way so that people then go divert their attention from waiting there on the table where everybody eager for a but say let us see waiting at the outcome now of waiting ACC will do towards the people there what you don't call local council them. The one that we did in charge of the staff, the country wise, who they're not able for meet up for go with this work, would then put on a table for them. But it all comes down to the area of effectiveness. And when we talk of corruption, for fight corruption, it's not an easy task. We all know. And then for lay a verdict against somebody, say is guilty of a particular thing, now based on back waiting. You get for work with waiting the law say. The law waiting the law say, if you take this, you get for give account for them. If you do this, you get for give account for them. Why they say there are delays in presenting documentation, the receipts, or anything una don't do towards una young work as the MDA based on the corporate government you have to do. Or waiting on been the table now on parliament on our department for let una go able for do work with the people who are the civilians who able feel the pinch of them. But here comes again to individuals that the MDA then yeah. The individuals have not been changed. The individuals then they work on passional mind things. In other words, now based on his own style of thinking, it will work. And that because of something we don't do or see this that now we will be on the do them. You go ask for let we go remove this style and let we just do them or let me go do them for benefit me. Not knowing say this what they do, it affect me tomorrow. It affect the children they were they born. It affect the great grandchildren them. I forget say when I do them back, there must be an outcome. But most of the time, people then they become carried away by particular emotions that they mind, wherein then they deviate, then they change, the mind is changed easily just because you don't get something pictured in his mind of trying to gain for something for himself. And then that greediness there. So because of the greediness, he forgets say there is something we get for come up behind this thing also. So I don't mind for carry on, but there is no outcome where it be say I go fear because I either get influence or something they influence me for let I go do them. And that's why they still say it influence me for let I go do this corruption or let mismanage some of them money there or make I use me on influence of a power. Not because something because I want to take and go say that tifa now me on power because of the law govern me say I get for take money. I get for take for go pay in hospital. So I go they say I sick all the time, or I get for take money. I take money for say okay, now let me allowance for now go do certain things. Well, I just go they go and they give stories say I get this. So you begin to complicate it. Everybody they do in your own way for let it go get in your own based on who's in there. If they look say now so the law say, well I take chance. I just go they go. Anytime I go they go ask, I go take. So if the other one that they take back, the chance say, well, I no say you know right. Then go no say if go build this house here, or go build this bridge, or build this road, or go build this school, or do this development like your local council, or let we see how the market woman in that local area then go able to get a new market for them go get place for sale, or the well they wouldn't they dig for let people that will get what's in the community, how we go able for do that thing there. Then now when they can now, they begin to ask where the well, or where the bridge, or where the this, you don't do them. So everybody they get in your little way for look at, in your own way for get, so that it go for it. They realize say now corruption, but because of the selfishness, it wipe off, it shadow the area wherein you go realize it tomorrow they go hold you. Look areas there with CCTV camera in day. You go doubt yeah, person can cause crime now, but yet still because of the passional ego, the person's selfishness for look now in your thing what they before him, you go see it grab, you go begin to do thing we know right. Well, it all comes down to this statement. This man they put so let him go able for talk the fact say one I not get the capacity. If I not get the capacity, well, why I go get for sit down for do the work you will ask. But the duty he get for do them. The duty now so the constitution says when I get for get this particular body as part of one way they can cross check what thing they do. But it is a lot of statement the way he pull, it emphasize on time. It emphasized on the capacity of the people that would get for work. And then within that time, it talks about it able for do particular things where they don't pick out from waiting they need for do. What are they things they need for do? For either call people into attention, you can answer. Waiting the law say, show me waiting them be ask you for do what you not be do, show me the paper. But it all comes down to again the credibility of them people there with they and their particular areas they are. Because even when they change the government, you find out some of them people there, they are still there where they run this syndicate because the institution, the one the way they come, say now so they happen now yeah. And when that area of now so they happen now yeah, you go buy that idea. They say, well, if not so they happen there, me says make I do waiting, then they do where will they happen there. Based on that one day, I they find an easy route where we do the siphon couple they come, I they collect them, I they hide them, I they take them offshore, I go keep them abroad because I able for pull them out because I get political immunity. Because when I cross the boundary, nobody not go check me. So I therefore move them. I can't go far, I go put them. So these are the influence. Influence because of the power where you get. You go say, well, if I take myself, I don't go keep on a bank again. I go take either keep on. I also a fair way for pull them out. I can't go. I not go just go build the house. So, but the statement we in the make now in the way where people are able for take credibility. If you compare about another country for say this country, now they don't ever do reach what thing will they do. Then you question say why then it don't happen again? Because this is just the 2020 audit report. It's nothing to do with the 2021 years. This is 2021 year back, not common it. Where they try for file down. So it's another story behind it. So you find out the sequence of all anything that would happen. So it reflects on waiting the public get for look you as an ACC authority or person when they look into how money that they mismanage when they bring case before you or anything where they can hit you. But it's all come down to credibility because that document we don't contain that woman, then your opinion, what you don't table in parliament, you find out say it there with truth and opinion. So it's up to you how you go translate them now as you as a leader. We they in charge of audit, checking for people and where they live with the money. So you find out that statement, the misstatement what they talk about. It is actually a misstatement. If you get for hold anybody, it brings that to account now. All what you would say, some people then go begin to say, now cherry picking. But some again go say, it is doing work, and we expect them for doing work. But you find out say many times when they make a statement, it emphasize for put fear, for put fright, for put seriousness by the intonation. What it can always give. What he say, what he talk, he say, he talk. He talk with authority. He talk with authority. But during this authority, when he shout, he raise his voice for let people that will get that fear, say yes, and it means something. Or this person here, he really serious with what he do. Now they find out say the misstatements then can come. All they need for do, I don't get the reports, and they go do what I need for do, and then I will come back to Una and give Una the outcome of waiting they do. But when you begin to say the man they support the corruption, but again, I not say because they support the corruption, it not gets right. What I mean is they support the corruption by giving only support. They give we the SEC support for say, una get this for let una go do. I let una for do this. Una they get MCC score. Una they get this type of thing when they should say what they do. But it's all come out to implementing, waiting the score una point for let it will be outcome of what you are doing at the ground with the statement them or the actions they would expect una for do. It's very confusing because when you say tomorrow before December don't done and then we'll see few people and don't go lock them, then you go find out say when they talk about staff now how you manage for look into them 1,020 cases they are this quick them. They talks in a big work. They at the same time again, when we were able to do this, it's just like somebody talks, well, this lawyer is heavy, but I expect for carry 2 miles. And when I carry this load 2 miles, it's very heavy, and not get possible for help me. But I go tire quick. I've seen say the road where they go, it go take a long time for I go reach. But then the same time, they go say, dear, when I come with this lawyer, you get property there, but I will reach there this particular time here. So you give yourself say, I'm not able to carry on the load in heavy, but you tell say the person this time I go able to carry and go there. That's why you don't tell the person say you go tire, you go for the rest na road, it will take you about 3 hours, and in that 3 hours, you don't even show say that 3 hours, you just say now what you go take. Then when you don't come back now say no, I will come with the load just now. And when you talk about December, Christmas is just 2-3 days away because I've been yesterday. When I've been Tuesday, I've been Monday, come up with this. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, long again for less Saturday come as a Christmas time. So in the misstatements them in Boku, instead, we not say you get for do something, but at what whose pressure, whose amount of pressure we get for use, whose amount of time we go consume for let you go able to get this outcome of what you not able to do them because of the capacity. So you go find out then you go say now only few. Because if you talk about tax waivers and there, you talk about the ministry, finish for do certain things, you talk about staff country-wise, local council, the public and the NGOs them. We talk about the ministries, one are 281, the public accounts committee, one are 9 issues. So people in the doubt say, whose side it go begin? Who that it go ask? We know say he said he will go into the president in office. And the president in office, he get other areas there with the branches. He said he will look into other councillors them where they in the provinces, where they will able to come back for Kangi, the things they are what they want from them for sure. Who now been get evidence for them do this, una show we back. But there is no need for waiting for all that time to come. Most of the time, they ask themselves because there is something when they precede the auditor. We all know. Then they tell una time. Then they even give una another 2 weeks for them una go get for respond before the auditor they make in paper them, he collect them, and in 2020, just imagine, not to 2021, 2020, we don't bring camp for before una. So you they find out the people and they begin the question, say you able for do the work, you get the capacity, you be not they cry for the capacity. Why you not go lean on the capacity? If you don't get the capacity, you know say the work boku. Well, I know they say resign. I know go say left the work because we all want let corruption done in the country. But when they put the things on the table about your capacity, about you, Sabi, you get the knowledge, you know the law, but you they find them difficult. But would they here for engage that the amount of people that will Sabi the law, or now you careful no say now this load I see ahead of me, I gladly I take them for say I they can't do them because they ask me for can't help the country because we see when even they go now one time now SLBC when they do a kind of podium. When they do the podium, then that question time when they go question. You find out say waiting at the outcome where he said it, then praise him, he said be gladly and he feel happy and he feel so much excited, enthusiastic. You can put in your work in the place. But he go with enthusiasm, they begin to award them. But you realize say people are looking at soft areas of policies them where you put in place and areas where you put say now so I will begin collect in areas which are easy to be identified instead of the areas that were crucial where you see public and international bodies and even the main the main citizens that were there at the extreme end, was the far end, the remote part of the country, how they were able to forget the impact of your work. But because of people and knowledge, you can find out, say, then they use the people in knowledge so that they go able to convince them for letting them go put their ideas towards something else and it still come back to a misstatement. Me, I just take everything he said is a misstatement. You get for Pulia, let you go see what he do. And would I get for only short term? Is it going to be a cherry pick or not? Thank you very much for giving me the platform. Let God continue for help with leaders and the one that we did before for let couple business deal at the country well. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Usfriend.
You're welcome, yes, sir.
All right, sir. That's now Usfriend in your submission for today. Make we bring Cam, Dr. Aissatou Kakejalo, and make we hear waiting and you take. Welcome on board, Doctor. You get the platform.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope we all do well, and good morning to many others. And first, I think you will talk about the cases then we come to COVID-19. I think Lord just highlight and remind people and say the cases and the rise, globally. So people then let them adhere who do not take COVID-19 vaccine. Please make sure say you do that. Protect yourself, protect your community, protect your loved ones. Them, this not everybody infect globally. And also if you do for booster dose, please do so. I just want to say I don't take me booster dose today, which I will share, that with the viewers them at some point, maybe tomorrow morning. Even me, 8-year-old, I don't take, maybe I do a vaccine, yesterday. So it's like, Lord, we all embrace this. Lord, try for bring with family members them, let them get the vaccine. Lord, see how we combat COVID-19 now the globe. And then to really, I want to say thank you to you. Thanks to Usfriend as well as to 98.1 for the reporting and for the news or information them where we don't get along with, to the listeners and the viewers them. We want to say thank you to everybody and to all Sierra Leoneans and we're concerned about this 2020 auditing report where they see, say, like us, then they interpret them every day. They bring us to reason, to question why Sierra Leone not dey go forward, why Sierra Leone not dey grow. We not go grow because it's very, very difficult for a nation grow with so much concerns than we then don't raise inside this report. Just based on waiting the commissioner don't raise now so today. Law start with the marine, law start with the finance, all the other different things and we highlight say to the president in your office where it be saying that now the one way everybody want question and we need for question that the first thing within statement as to fighting corruption, the number of cases being 1020 and the key focus therefore be around 9, or certain things then it will do but it lack resources them, don't have enough staff or don't have enough research but they get support from the government or the president. Okay, fine, you dey get support from the president for let you fight corruption but you they do this job given that you be don't get another audit report where we don't highlight some of them areas then seen a concern. To me, the work for be an ongoing work. It not just for be where we wait until the end of the year. Then you begin to say, oh, we not get enough resource, we not get enough staff, wait till we get now able for work with. I think that's not a problem. The problem really for let you fight corruption to the core, for let you end corruption as Sierra Leone, you need for no say already they come into a problem. They come into a problem where we know say we all know about. So you problem this fed for don't be like an ongoing one. Nobody not say you don't need a day off. As you celebrate, awards and recognition around the globe. I believe say I don't say this now before and I will continue for say that. It makes sense for like we the Sierra Leoneans them recognize you for say you defeat corruption with no one-sided way of fighting corruption. You fight corruption being a neutral commissioner for no say it no matter who that they na the office, who that pick you, who that select you. You dey fight corruption for the people of Sierra Leone. Be a patriotic Sierra Leonean and look at corruption in that lens. With that, you go able to fight corruption truly with all your heart, with all the things and way you get. And then come into the office of the president, the one them we're responsible for ensures the receipts then the documentations then they for every trip or every expenditure where the president do. I agree with you 110%. For say they should be ashamed of themselves. They should ask themselves why they even hold that position. They, we don't know say they need to do the job. Yes, we not expect the president for be the one for go document the receipt, waiting at this and that. But we expect the president, lady, always after each of in trips them overseas, sit down with in office staff for like you find out, okay, this now we don't spend this night, now this night go out, now this come in or whatever way, because from we understanding the trips then they bring in revenue, but the revenue will not see it the impact on the people then life now the country. Rather, we they see it commodity now we country in nothing is coming back in return. And even the one them where they come inside the country, then they overuse things them not they put and say it belong. And I think the presidents also responsible, he are responsible and also need for be an accountable person to the nation for no say the money for the nation, not to for in only, not to for in family only, now for the people of Sierra Leone. You are getting paid, let your salary do for you, or whatever the state they give you as a president, let it do for you. And an important thing here, whether FBK feels say people then they think say let it go arrest the president. I not feel say Sierra Leone and then they ask the commissioner for make it go arrest the president. But Sierra Leoneans and both home and abroad they ask the commissioner for let it do in job. Let it not say because now this president now him select me, now him make I get this position. So for that reason I will begin the twist face or say, you know what? No, not to the president. To now the one they're waiting at the office now. They no more are for ask. I don't need for ask the president questions. You need for ask the president if you not Sierra Leone. We need a say. Let you go arrest presidents if the constitution don't get that immunity day. Yes, you go get immunity now. But what about where you don't left office? What about even where you not left office? Waiting at the legacy where this president get for left see what can into this country or become a president for this country. I make a difference. I change the way how things in the go in my country when it comes to corruption. But you they say that, but it seems like the corruption actually embedded within this administration, than the previous one them where we don't get. If you say the one them where be did it and they dig 6 feet, but maybe it look like say you they dig 8 feet to 10 feet, that's a disgrace, that's a shame to the nation's development. And I make Sierra Leone today with a struggle all with basic needs them. We know they still able for meet than they, and a cry where we they do na a craving what they ask for water, light, electricity, as we always talk about, and healthcare. Now, a problem if you cannot do that for your country as a president. Trust me, I don't feel say there is a need for let you serve this nation. And then if you not even arrest, nobody they ask somebody for let go arrest a sitting president. But we know see there is a voice, there is a place where they make laws in the country, and that now within the parliament. Now then you roll now for say, what, with this type of auditing report where we don't get, there is a call for an impeachment. I believe say that now one thing parliamentarians and for begin to look into, the opposition party for begin to look into, and the question how come somebody will come and say the fed corruption now in your administration, then kind numbers and they come out, then kind questions they come out, and they're not they do nothing about it. As we always say again, where the opposition, especially the one them we're not in a power right now, they make noise for things and where they're not for make noise for. The things and where they need for make noise for now, this auditor general report them for make noise for, and make sure say then fight it to the point that we go really see wherever those money are going, we know who's out and spend them, and then bring clean report, clean state report card for the country each year. But as we talk and brag about the MCC score, we all look at the score, decide on where we do well. Is it really reflecting on the people of Sierra Leone? I don't think so. What we see happening is a constant issue, constant poverty, constant health crisis, and things them where we need, where we know they get. So now we know sit down and take this and make them political. Lord take and say, now we country in money, and they go out there, out the door in it. There's nothing happening for Sierra Leone at this point. All we see is wastage, overspending, not having the priorities, and knowing that the primaries are the things to focus on, so that everybody will see a nation where very small, with a very small population, go benefit and see an improvement, within the next couple of years. And talking about the census counting, if you don't go count somebody, they go begin to ask and questions like, oh, now I say they're not the counting, What's kind of question, Dandy? You go there, you do your job. You ask the questions them and move on to the next house. But you don't do that, but you just go and say, oh, I not bring me device with me or whatnot. But what about your paper book? I mean, they say it's not a digital one. All of a sudden, that's not happening. It's just another issue as we always talk about here. And again, pointing fingers, who's asking who about arresting. Nobody's saying to arrest anybody. All they are saying, do your job. Don't wait for the Auditor General report to come. You should have been working from January 1st to now. That every office then will be get question mark. You go there, you go do follow up, and you and your team will have to do that. We all see, where the last term with the previous administration, how the noise and the country and resources were then waste Sierra Leoneans and time, and give people them, more stress day in, day out about the corruption where they go to the country. And then we talk, oh, I did do me job. Oh, I get less research cannot get enough. What else you want for let them give you more money? So that like what about all the money? Oh, for we don't get that diagnostic center. What happened to that money? Why we still don't have that hospital done? Those are some of my questions. But as you say, they will do as much as they can. But trust me, I just want to say I don't trust him. I don't trust him anymore. And I just think what he's doing, he's just trying to play with our emotions here. Sierra Leoneans and emotions. Now they play with. FBK, I think if you can't fight this, like like we've been saying, prove yourself that you really true about the fight. We come to corruption fight now in country. You need to resign. You really need to resign. So as then they terminate other people their appointment, or then they suspend other people their appointment. I think this na a call for you self. Let them begin to consider that role there for you right now. Let it probably be suspended, because where were you all this while? Where were you when then TR and it happened? You don't question them. You waited the reports come. You not begin to go say, when I make sure say when I get proof, because what can how they do and right. But no, that's not happening. You don't need to arrest the president, but what you can do, you can fight this corruption by being neutral. That's all we are asking for. If you can do that, then Sierra Leoneans then will trust you and believe you judgment, but also you know the laws. And we may not know the laws like you do, because you're not the lawyer. But I'm sure many Sierra Leoneans, and they read the constitution, know exactly what's in the constitution, and a constitution we need for change. Because if you not change, we will always continue now this same problem here. Because the president gets so much powers, what it happened to the balance of powers? When it comes to the judiciary, when it comes to the executive, and then all the other branches them in governance. What it happened to that? So you being selected by the president, the police commissioner being selected by the president, and so many other positions that were not supposed to be selected by the president, they happen. So don't you think that constitution needs to change? Isn't it time for we really, really need for look into the constitution and say, you know what? This is nothing that we need to be following. We need to fix this and make it work for all Sierra Leoneans. Them. That I get for see, and I will let Andy. Thank you very much, and with the hope see, Sierra Leone will rise again and salon for better. That's not the hashtag. Salon for better. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Look out, Tony Ture Jones. Make we hear. Waiting on you take on this one. Welcome on board, Tony. You get the platform.
Yeah. First and foremost, I also wish ACC good luck in that endeavor day, in that fight day, because if you say before they see the same action or whatever from Parliament, because we see how they were so proactive when Sylvia Blythe mentioned about what the mayor. They were quick for begin for invite the mayor for make them go ask some questions. So I want for wish the ACC good luck in that, because I feel say that the audit service will need for make them their work with them alongside. If Parliament they're not able to get the backing from Parliament, because many times the problem about why most of these supporting documents they're not available, or why they get so many challenges when they do their audits. When some of these auditors then go to this ministry, department, and agency or local council for get some of these evidence or documentations them where they need, they don't get the support many times. Most of them workers there or for them people here or the heads same way you go see, because when you ask the junior staff, you say ask me boss. When you go for ask the boss, you go begin to make busy. Oh, are busy now? Are they go meeting? Are they go this? So there's a whole bottleneck situation they can create. They're not able, some not able for give them time for make them get some of them informations and they for let the guys then done the audits. You understand? So if anti-corruption, if they can get, probably an agreement where in any institution we fail for submit some of them documents and they, you understand? Then in channel them there's probably a desk or probably whatever system they want to develop alongside Parliament and anti-corruption, and can report them information they need to them so they can get the needed help where they need. Because if you not get supporting documents for money spent, we're not already there in the coffer, which means this is corruption. You understand? So I wish them good luck in the fight, because it's evidence. People out there will not even do audits or whatever accounting, know exactly how to account for their own personal money where they spend. You understand? Just be say, I mean, now whole career of to study people their own career, but every individual you get 10,000 euros in your pocket. If you spend 1,000 euros or money commodity, you remember what you spend up. Oh, I spend up a pepper. Oh, I buy this for them picking. I buy medicine. That's simple accountability. Then people are just need. If you spend money when are public funds, this is public money, not to your money. It's all about public management. How you manage public funds. Can't explain how you spend it here. If we really want to make salon get the right on the right track for make salon develop, let we know the cry for their own basic necessities. Now from them points and then with the start, you got to create a system where people can get for say, if I eat this money, problem they be in. You understand? Once you're able to create that create that fear in people them, when I just talk no more, because this is an historic problem. All these audit reports where we see some of their figures now accumulated figures from 2016. This was not just now. You understand? So if we have that same fight day, where you have institutions then where like the parliament or this and that, where then tear come out, you see then they charge the people who are responsible, the heads. You understand where they're responsible for make supporting documents or not there? Because if there is that sincerity, that harmonized way of fighting corruption, because anti-corruption, when you engage with the so-called man the way anti-corruption, say this fight not easy. Corruption not easy for fighting us alone. It's really difficult because it's a syndicate. It's a whole syndicate. Sometimes we go shout, say we not trust her, we know this. But let me tell you something. Even some of we then go put we under. We go compromise because what you make now point we just take our doxy. And some of these other people the way they embezzle public funds. Some get direct relation with the power that be. They get direct what they call with this. So when you try for unearth certain things, when a sensitive matter, somebody call you say, hey, now for take you. Abraham now for this. Okay, some people then they go actually resign. You understand? But remember, saying that they get in bread and butter probably don't have for resign because they have been getting a lot of accolades and awards and everything. And he's been doing well. You understand? But fighting corruption as salon, when like a pandemic, it's really, really hard. It's very, very, very difficult. So we wish them good luck in this fight, but there has to be that system where in audit service get for able to forget some of the information in the parliament get for come up and with a bold voice, heavy voice, and some of these ministry departments, agency or local council. But Abraham again, I tell you the other thing, if you get honorables them or this and that, when they get a bobo, they will have for good job, they get for call the minister, hey, I get one me bobo. You remember explain something to you with some one parliamentary where we man. They go, hey, I get one now away there, you don't college, get job, this and that, go first one. So they get that kind of relationship where they between the parliamentarians and some of them, because man, you get oversight committee where they overlook some of those activities of them and then their MDs or whatever where they you get bored and this and that. So there is this intertwined, there's this kind of relationship. So when you want to fight corruption as salon, you got to be an harmonize something. Everybody get to be on board. You understand? So it makes that's not the challenge with anti-corruption they get. I don't want to be their mouthpiece. But when you get to a situation, sensitive matter, maybe you see a maritime or this place, I call them a national mineral agency gets money where they collect. You understand? They give subventions or give whatever way they give. That's not the word is not subvention. They give concessions rather to organization them. You find out say you're not able to get supporting documents of these institutions them where they ask where then they give some them here. You get me in fishery or maritimes. You understand? Fines when they levied. When you look at the documents, the total amount, if they give a fine with expected revenue coming in, it's $1 million. That's why the money where they now when they collect the $500 million, where is the $500, the balance 500? So all these things, if you create that kind of synergy wherein you put fear, fright in people, they're not even the fright. You know, say there is a penalty where you eat public funds or where you don't account for, or you flare out a procurement policy. There is serious waiting. Salon no good day. We don't need for go big. I'll get a strong belief they say if we really manage waiting we they generate from all the places then we actually make sure say we cut down on the leakage. I know they say they were able to stop the leakages, but able for minimize what we make sure say we don't need World Bank, we don't need IMF. We don't need, because all these people come with adverse conditionalities where they make burden, where they create burden. You understand? Sometimes people can say the vast administration and it's by command not do nothing. Remember, say if they give subsidies for fuel, and fuel now one major something where if the price go up, we see the ripple effect on so many things. Then where they go, these people make they try for stop the past administration, make them take off subsidies for fuel. And this was one thing when the evidence and the way make prices were very low. When these governments come, just because they want to fulfill some of those things, they play along with IMF and take off the subsidies, which we see fuel price go up. After that, price begin go up of crude oil. So it just makes matters worse. Within 3 months, we see price go up on fuel 2 times. So that the only thing that then begin lead to this massive inflation. We begin see prices of everything, transport begin go because of waiting it. Because we know they do the fundamentals. The things they will for control with leakages, when some of them money as away, then they account for. So imagine how many $1 million, how many thousand or trillion leons will just go like that. Public funds, them hospital what they cry for, their lights what they cry for, good road what they cry for, access to for good medical condition. All them things, this money came for solve all them problems. We don't wait for IMF and give powers. IMF telling when they say we are serious in the fight, we're really serious in fighting corruption, and we're able to control management. Because when you look the reports where they come out, with public funds management, we know they perform very good. We they perform poorly because we know they manage all the things how they are. Anti-corruption is doing their own bits, their own. But when it comes to the actual management of the public funds, what will they say? What will they see? So all these leakages, all these lapses, people know they give proper accountability. It's because people want for it. They want for it. It's corruption. So anti-corruption and fights, not so picking fights. I know they be their mouthpiece. I wish them good luck in the fight. Because definitely, if they really don't know the problems, me and you where they answer, we're not to where you're not to head of anti-corruption. You know what's the problem there. If the government says you understand? But charity begins at home. If even the head of the president in office they spend money, they cannot account for it properly. I mean, yet alone, you don't see. They say from the Bachelor of Civ, now you go know if the marriage go sweet. If the president on your own money, what do they take? The impress system, what do they take? Because when they take impress system, you understand, you go spend. At the end of the day, there should be someone who is in charge of signing those documents, approve, say, this money was spent for this. Once una return back from on a trip, hand over those documents, because not to trust una the trust, every trip it's planned for, it's budgeted for. So as soon as una hand over there in citizen, so because now all they get per diem. Salon call and they call and DSA. All they get DSA, why una go for the inflict figures? But the mere fact you see there is a delay in giving those evidences or then documents being spent because there's on the hand game day. Definitely, so from the right in the office of the president, there is no integrity. There is no integrity because if you spend public funds, Abraham, on for hand over receipts. We don't need for wait for auditors because all these departments are all they talk about. So they get internal audits, they get finance departments. Who send them money, then they come out, supply the necessary document that are needed. You understand? If we do that, they're able to work that kind of system, they put that proper system there in place. Then come think what they see after we year in, year out, audit report, they come out, say there's no supporting documents, there's no this, no evidence, no this. It not going to be. Not for say it not go be absolutely, but the percentage will go deceive very minimized way in the color materiality. Not go able, not go probably create that kind that serious eyebrow where everybody they do so right now because the money is huge. So anti-corruption and parliament and governments of the president can for really can for give them backing. If they don't give them backing to anti-corruption for fight corruption, all these people, because when you look, all this enemy, they all where they account for 15.9 billion. These some of this stuff now, some of them Broadway Council now they appoint there. Some of the heads there, where they their institution in there, now they say people man with party card. Most of this place, if you talk about fishing, this marine, what's it go? Now they say people there with party card. So you think you can able for ask them, for make them give accounts? Parliament, they play politics in 19 and day. I mean, so the fight for corruption as Saloni, man. I mean, it's difficult unless the head is ready. Just like how I tell you then I say somebody say if we get poor presidents, where he had up before he can president last power. You understand? He had for fight corruption. If we get presidents when we don't get a very good career, when if he left presidency himself, or he get money, or maybe they can't get money, he go to fight corruption. But once you see finance say the head not get money, definitely what you expect? Because right
so
under the
in that one the
president,
way they talk so, what you want to say now for Donald Trump?
Donald Trump I mean, Donald Trump, you know, go blame him before he become president. This, if you watch, it's an historic problem. Donald Trump, from when he not even aspire as president, he not made declare all in waiting call. These are business people. These are rogues. You understand what I mean? From them, not to wait Donald Trump can as president, it stop for pay tax. So Donald Trump don't stop for pay tax, and officers that said, he even imagine say he get for one day as president of America. You understand what I mean? So now that mean they try for some in the context for Sierra Leone, Abraham. If you want for freely fight corruption, you want for fight corruption, you the president get forget that kind of thing where you not get for how that once, too much once. Then watch Pakaba. Watch Pakaba in terms almost Pakaba left. Pakaba nine numbers of blessed memory. Nobody not be if I know this we know for or not waiting they look Pakaba. When they share Pakaba, when they look into Pakaba and wealth, you're not going to imagine say a whole president now this no more he gets. You know me the parties get. Who say they like it today? These people that are coming out, they're desperate. They're very, very desperate. So you have to understand Andy. For be president and get integrity now one thing. Pakaba, you go say, okay, this part me get integrity. Look, that's an we economy. Even though we get so many donor funds, what's your economy? When this late Alpha, what's in her name? Something symbol. No, when me the PDP, the boss, when I name. Those time where that guy me the as Minister of Finance, Temubanga, when the Minister of Finance, the dollar in the Leone time almost at par. Trust me, I don't know if you remember, I'm almost at par. When Pakaba they left as president, the dollar I mean $275, $200, 275, or even less than that. That's and all the talkers people don't go say with time, inflation and everything. You understand? But that's and we lose value past Guinea money far. Now the Leos and the franc Guinea and the Guinea money now almost the same at par. $100 na Guinea na 9 something, $100 na Salona 1 million something. Those days, now imagine. So when you look at the whole scenario what's in the apple, if we're able to account for the public funds, further say if the president look at the way the president pull voice now, then can audit report here come out, you president, you pull voice, Abraham. If you say Salona go to me want that president, that voice where he pull, we call them that and say they're idiots. Now that voice that one for the city president pull when he see them can audit report here come out say people they way all money because if you all the money away the people are it so. If they really, the president don't need for the go and bula outside. They go say they build the relationship, they go ask for money for help. You don't need that. Because we get money is being generated. Now, poor management of public with public accounts or whatever, then that's the problem. Not go say Salon don't get money. When they came in the first 1 week, they don't mean they tell what them they generate. Why do you think they stop? You say no. Remember when they were JJ Safa begin tell we. Say this week we collect this, they start. I say these people they will not continue because when the money we could then see, when the money don't reach certain point, they're not going to begin to tell we again. And this is what is happening. There's nothing wrong for making them stop or whatever, but because they don't want transparency for make people they know exactly the money being generated. That's the problem. Abraham, we don't need for go big. So look, the USSS audit report see, even though now from 2016, but we don't need for big, bruh. The money they all when they cost for 15 million, this million. You don't do for take care of flights, we not even go take loan safe. You don't even need for fixed target from Freetown to Waterloo, we not even go put toll gates. Some of the money I don't need for for plenty road there na salon. We not need for go begin take China for camp put. It's poor management of resources because of corruption. I wish Francis Kefala good luck, but in fights, me man, with the fist an easy fight. It's not an easy fight. Fighting corruption as alone a system where don't they all add up. Look the houses. You know, we not jealous nobody building houses. Let me be frank. Some them places they suffer for money. People are building houses too in Sierra Leone. You understand? We not expect them for suffer the same way. You understand? People then the way they build house in Salo out of the genuine sweats. But if there's poor accountability, you understand? Then we they suffer so with the guys. So if we don't feel anything that affects we, even we don't family that they die untimely death. Some people are gonna say no, all die in Sababu. But some die then we people that they die so now we continue because poor medical condition. Just the cow doctor say everybody they see them so picking all day. Then they beg people and they beg for let them go do operation overseas. You get somebody then they ask for Vida. They say Vida sick. They want can't go Ghana. Then they listen a slap. Where everybody even the president if he's sick, pass you go overseas. Small country, you know, able follow we standardize or to put with system. We get very good system. You the president when you sick, let's see you go na na Connaught. If you say you know go give people them confidence, Abraham I go na Connaught. If you see the wall, if you see basket mark, if you see Chris Connaught way dirty, if it's way dirty, we hospital. I go try to I take picture of church, I take picture of Connaught. So different thing. You understand? If we know run with government institution like a private institutions and make sure say they wait and come, we know they will yield. The hospital then they all able for the able for generate money. They able for the generate revenue way. We don't need for you use the money for put into government coffers, but you can expand. You can able for increase more staff because there are more health workers they graduates every year. They don't get job. You understand? If we really standardize, now we go get people in the command and the subdivision they can salon. And you go get so much benefits. But all the thing we feel say, pass IMF can give me, pass World Bank. People cannot think. They just wait for free money. Oh, we just received 75,000, 75 million. Oh, we just received 600 million. Oh, we just so that means they spend a 50 fatter because they don't sweat for it. If we actually get money the way they can, we use it judiciously. So this money we call they put all power per lights. We they put this money all power per electricity. This one we they put all power this. Salon will be the newest destination for investment. The one where they talk, we go attract investment. Oh, we invest all the cap and kind of thing. When you can't replace so smoke, so dust, so this, we never tell you all day. Then they call say investor go can a serious investor they go can invest in we country when they can see the atmosphere no more. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Why they pray less salon to paradise? Why they pray for the betterment of the country? Because some of who go salon now they feel good. Would they able relax? Would they able sleep? Police no cannot let me do much. I go drive na normally. I go drive go everywhere. If police pull me over, if I no say yes, in order for pull gun for shoot me. I will feel safe for talk to him because I see him like a million. Not for say salon is a bad place. If we they talk sometimes, we talk because we want to make them step up. This is the 21st century.
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome, Abraham.
All right. That's now Tony Jones in your submission for today. If you just join me, we will talk about the 2020 audit report. Also, ACC say then already for set an example on this particular one. For set example. For let we know say physical or spiritual. Then ready for fet corruption na salon. Make a come with Ahmed Tijanba. Make we hear waiting na your take on this. Yes, Ahmed, you get the platform, sir.
Yes, good evening, AAA, and compliments of the season. I want to thank whose friend, Dr. Aisatuka Kejalo and Tony Jones for their submission we didn't make this evening. I want to talk now as a professional, as a certified information system auditor, and also as an accountant also. So there are lots we need for do like Sierra Leone, we year in, year out, we dey get them kind audit reports there. To me, I think say na because we lack proper systems and processes, na that make we dey get wetin we dey see so year in, year out. This not to today e start, not to this administration, it don dey happen from time immemorial. Anytime where the audit reports come, it go get issues there we go discuss. Although this one is different because this particular report we come out, they say na a qualified audit report. Wetin na a qualified audit report? A qualified audit report now usai where the auditor then conclude they say most of the matters and then be able to deal with them adequately, but there are certain issues and they where they not be able for resolve. So if they get their issues and they where they're not able for resolve, the auditor can give in a qualified opinion. But in the instance we are in, these issues and then material issues or the issues then pervasive, then the auditor will issue an adverse opinion. An adverse opinion now, the one way the issues them so serious that the auditor not get no option but for issue a disclaimer or an adverse opinion. Auditing a process, like anything a process, and before the auditors then come at the premises, they get things they wouldn't get for do first. They get for plan the audits before ever then they go for the field work, and then get for send the document request list to the auditee. We did all the documents that we they need for the audit, then therefore don't send them to the auditee for before then they can at the site or the auditee in premises. Then they expect say all these documents then go don't put them in place. You've been make mention about internal auditors if they get internal auditors. I believe said that because of the poor internal auditing, and it also they contribute for the external auditors the way they come and they get issues with the auditees then for provide documents them. And if the client's not able to provide documents, not able for substantiate to the expenses then we expend, or able for provide documents of the incomes that we receive, then there is something where you go begin to doubt, say yes, this something they play. Because if I really do me assignment, I do me homework well, I believe say I for able for produce all the document them, all receipts for able for produce them. And when the auditor come, if we're able to produce all the document and they to the auditor. And interestingly, not to say now the whole organization and the audits are just a sample. And if then sample there, what the auditor do, if we find an issue and then sample, and then I can make sometimes they then can increase the sample size, because mostly can just take like 10% sample size. But if you think say you see issues that way very, very serious, the auditor can increase in sample size. I just want to take me time for just explain how the auditing they take place. AAA. I hope I not bore on time on this one. And moreover, we don't go too far on this program here today. But if we all can remember, sometimes last year, then take a document na parliament where they say for the president in impress, they not for question in impress. I believe say sometimes at this time we don't see say now make them carry these documents go to parliament for let them go able for cover them back. But I believe say the public being come out and is it Tawa? Yes, Honorable Tawa Conte, and be the one of the first will be opposed in a parliament. The opposition and said they oppose that particular bill. They take it to the president, and the president sign that document. They send them back in parliament for let them go amend that particular side. I believe say probably now this time we don't see they don't say if the audits the presidency impressed, it will bring a lot of issues now that we don't see. So as I say, waiting to cause this problem are the systems and processes. Me own solution I believe say the need for get a very, very vibrant audit team in every MDAs where they report to the board, not to the management for reports to the internal auditors, not for reports to the board. The reports to the not for reports to the management, but instead for reports to the board of directors, as the case be. So we don't see the number of figures the way they're on the call and the anti-corruption boss Ayeri they talk say how they're not going for the ministers there right now, then get people over then they're going for. They just make we believe say waiting APCB they talk during the COI, if you can remember, where they say therefore now the vote controllers then therefore include the vote controllers then, but that is the permanent secretaries there. But they're not be listening that MD. Instead they say that they're going for the ministers then, where most times not to then they control the finances, although sometimes then they give orders. But as you as a professional, you get for adhere to lawful orders, not to unlawful orders. If me as a professional accountant, the boss no go tell me for do something where I know say if I do I will get problem and I will lose my license. I no go do that one day. So I believe say the APC by then they mean right for ask for lay they include the permanent secretaries then, but the government will be listening. Then instead they go in for the how you call them, the ministers them and the president and other people who they say bear the greatest responsibility. So going forward, my own advice to the government, the need for strengthening the internal audit departments, the need for get a solid internal auditors then, we for able for prepare for the auditors then when they come, because the audit not they just happen with the year end. They get 3 months. The finance team get 3 months for prepare the financial statements, where they get for come present to the auditors. So they get all the time and they for prepare these documents, and then these documents then at the end of the day they're not the presented document there. And as Lawrence say Sunday na AYV, some of them documents out and they go get to ACC now. These are forged documents, because if you been get the real documents, why you not been presented at the time with the auditors then go there? I think say these officers they need for pay for this the negligence where they do. Therefore pays for that, either then jail them or they lost their job then. But I believe say there are more for what we do for improve the systems and processes than as Leone. But believe you me, who say in the internal controls weak, then the employees then get for take advantage of those weak internal controls. if you get an organization where you dey spend, the accounts for which you dey spend for, then at the end of the day, the employees themselves go take advantage of that. And also, get segregation of duties, where one green person they do multiple tasks. Yanda again, another way for the employees then get involved in corruption. So they therefore also think of that segregation of duty. One way staff not for do multiple of duties or tasks. You now they initiate the transaction, not only for approve the transaction, not only for post the transaction at the end of the day. Each and every person forgets in your duty where it perform. By that, a collusion not go take place. But if you one way now they do all the duties, then at the end of the day, collusion will take place. And also the one that way then the accountants then are then offices and they especially the office of the president, I believe say they need for step up their game because then they get them kind of amount of figures they are where then they say they're not able for accounts for. I don't know if it's really they're not able to account for them or they embezzle the money then. So me and me own take this. I wish we get more time where for be elaborate more, but now we don't past 10 o'clock. I know one for hold the line for too long. And if next time we get this kind of program, just let me know so I will come and explain as a professional auditor in United States here. Thank you so much, Triple A, for giving me this platform. I hope so we will continue this good work. Let we continue for talk and let the leaders then know say the people are not full any longer. We know waiting they go on and we go talk waiting we know and we go try for expose them. Thank you so much, Triple A.
Thank you very much, Ahmed.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We want to say thanks to Ahmed Tijanba, Tony Jones, Dr. Aissatou Kakejalo, and Usfen Kamara for their own submission today. A lot has been said about the 2020 audit report. I think this now the third program where we did do on them. We'll do the first program. We'll say we update about Gule and Parliament and what's not. What them do on Parliament. We come back. We talk about all the things the way we are. And now ACC back don't talk. We don't care with them. And with the whole FBK, Francis Ben Kaifala, and to account of already say all the promises that we don't give you. He say me then go to a quick one. And Christmas, the 10, today now almost, today the 21st, just 4 days. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just 3 days for Christmas. So, FBK, we are waiting. But again, inside there, you tell we back, say, if we not see nothing, no me say you know the work. But yeah, if somebody there behind bars, make clear we know that one day. Say they no can explain. Yeah? But now you on time for make you 3 minutes worth it. Eh? We open the phone line. When we open the phone line, we they say we open phone line. You see people and they call, we will not be open the phone line yet. But now the phone line they open. Now your own turn, now your own time for make your voice be heard on the program. ACC, the commissioner, Francis Ben Kaifala, don't talk. Waiting you take. Eh? He say if you journalist. Hey, Papa God help we. Anyway, looking at the screen, some people may ask how they go able to be part. Looking at the screen, you go see the green section are the numbers then they where they scroll, yeah? You just looking at the screen, the green section are the numbers then they. The line hot already, let's begin count the colors them. But please be respectful, yeah? Or they big. Yes, caller, you did live on air, your name and who call from, please?
Yeah, this is not Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
Mike, you get 3 minutes, sir.
I want to disagree with Tony though. Where he says corruption not for fitness alone. Corruption easy for fitness alone. That the way what would they go about for fight the corruption? Yeah. Because when the Auditor General pulling report, it take and go to Parliament. Parliament they bio the people where they thief the money. That the wrong thing would they do. When the Auditor General report come out, if take and go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court they order them people and they wait thief the money. Then give them 10 days for bring the money. If they not bring the car, then they go Pademba Road for 5 years. Simple as that. You know, when they take the report go Parliament, who are in the Parliament? Those are Abbas Budu then they. If it's a better thing go come on and nothing on the commodity. Would they do things backwards? Even anti-corruption, no need anti-corruption. When these reports come out, the report for going to the Supreme Court order they were wanna pay the money, wanna not pay her, Pademba Road open for her. Simple as that. People are gonna stop this corruption, yeah. Now the simple way now for deal with her. But who know they think that way? Would they take and go see Abbas Bundu? Men better thing they come up by Abbas Bundu. What's better to Abbas Bundu don't ever do na salon? Let's tell now one thing, yeah. Benkefala, now the last thing when I do from Benkefala, so you know the guy again for can't tell anything again. This is done, yeah. What thing they can now, a distraction, and they can for now, yeah. They can't distract you now. They can't distract you now with Leone Star, the zone 2 or whatever thing what they can do. They can't distract you now, yeah. Benkefala a defender of corruption. Now a new name na Ben Rudiger. If we call him Ben Rudiger, a defender. You know, he do nothing. Nothing he would do under. We not hear from Benkefala again. Who they go ask? Who they go ask for this money? Why don't thief the money down? Now I see all the new SUV where they show up in the salon. Who sort of fit the money they go? Man, they got a waste of time, man. When I take the report go to the Supreme Court, then the Supreme Court order them people they pay the money. Or else they lock it in a Pademba Road. Now go see how fast the money they come out. I mean contribution now, bro.
Thank you very much, Mike.
All right.
Yeah. Yes, caller, ID live on air. You name and who side you call from, please.
From London.
Yes, sir. You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now the same thing no more they happen. We be not see anti-corruption boss they don't come way. Then they indict sitting members of parliament, sitting people them na the like Pakaba them. We see Val Collier what he do. It then that Tushi press business with Harry Will. We see all in case then they don't who cancel Anes Kumayon. We see how that Tijan guy, I don't know in full name. I indict Afsa to Kaba them. We money them see then we elect them. Then we appoint them. It be the money then the government. So then let's have you really see if na hypocrite them be they make self them they indict people them. But Benkefala in CCC na cover corruption commissioner in a cover they cover them. Yes. The we all know how then the audit on it like this 2021 then the audit and say next year so say na April mid next year now then they audit them people and they if auditor and when the auditor want go self for go audit they give notice they send notice to them say at the council so and to them they can do the una provide them document there at the camp for them. You go believe say that them people then go audit. They ask for the document and then no gets them. Then they go give them chance to say well when I go bring them so them. Say the people in audits don't then go. They not present the documents them. But where they don't go, the document then a Benkefala and they take them now go like that Nakovac business. They say computer them. They know the auditor then go they don't meet the computer. Them the computer na Benkefala in office then go see them. Now ain't go produce them. Now say hey, the computer them been there. They not been present. They no more the same way. You know them people that they make mockery of with people. Them that joke then they joke with you. Benkefala na cover they can cover corruption. Now they talk for them. First lady in business na wait can distract people. They go begin from 1934. For let not come to the real incident. They not say. Auditor General report not say si Anyama Kuma been take money. They say Fatima Bio take money. He say no, when they go begin to Tijan Kaba and we force take. This guy, now young guy, he gets a long way for go. He's don't they fool with people in another country, the people and they clap for him. They win accolades them abroad. Why should people in they suffer? And they do thing for we. You know do thing for the masses. Now Mother Bio it protect. Now make now commissioner of cover corruption. Now that's who we they call him. And a young boy, it's don't they fool people then they make joke, panting the way they kill people and hospital no day, water no day. What Papa God, Papa, and I swear we get for biggest swearing guy. Let God hammer them for we. Now that they no market for Sebra.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah.
We don't do well by the time inside. Will you call, please? 3 minutes so that other person go get a bite. Yes, sir. You do live on here. You name and side call from, please.
Yeah, this is Ibrahim from Maryland.
Yes, Ibrahim. You get 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, brother. I'll tell everybody thank you for don't contribute. This last post, one of the analysts, it make a lot of sense. You know, the problems, sometimes we can blame the president, certain things there, but what make we can blame the president because they appoint people in. But Parliament doesn't do their work. Parliament, wasting their blood in ways of a mayor issue, they're quick for invite, they summon the mayor, he go. All them time this year, they don't see on the 2019 audit report. They need summon them people and this don't come back. Look what happened at the Parliament. We keep what they try for maybe able to debate this audit report. The ruling MPs there, ruling at the ruling party, they try for bring some issues there, they're not able to debate the thing. But what I want to tell the president, I want to increase the powers of the Auditor General. They can't increase the powers of the ACC commissioner. They be say if they go audit somebody, they not provide documents. May they give them powers for detaining people in it. Sometimes if they give them power, they need to the Auditor General. Sometimes all the things will go reduce. Because if you now Ben Kalfala will be say we give so much power and respect will be start the fight. Everybody be support them. We all be glad when they go after the opposition. But now if they say, they go after ministers there. Now the vote control they go after. So we don't try for defend the minister already. With the minister and the ministry. The MDs and no get respect for the Auditor General. The only thing if they give the Auditor General the power for able to detain when they go in, is ask them for documents and not give supporting documents. If they get that power for detain them, until this goes stop. I know, Margaret. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim.
You're welcome.
Yes, caller, I did live on here. Your name and side call from, please.
This is Dauda, the call from Maryland.
Dauda, 3 minutes, sir.
Yeah. Waiting me want to say no more about this we anti-corruption boss. The man don't begin already for make excuses and begin to give reference or examples to other countries them. We me personally to me not make no sense when we talk about salute. We need to talk about reference to other countries them. Other countries then they fight their own corruption. Their own corruption not like a wheel. We are now as alone within 3 years. Every year destruction. Every year destruction of public funds. All the bigger way this president they go around the world say they try for make this, try for make that, they try for make all that money the way they spend. Why they invest that money inside the country? Let investors then see what you they do. You don't need for go to them. You don't need for go to investors then for go label. If you invest in your country, you do what you're supposed to do for your people. You do the development the way you need for do. We get everything where it takes for law make that country a great country. When if we say we not even need for bigger. If we put the house in order, I promise you that investors then defend we country. We no need for fending. We don't need for fend investors. But where the corruption don't sit up on people then. Even the new one, then the young man, the way they say, oh Lord, bring young people, let them come make. Fancy Ben Kafal and a young man. But look what they do. When they talk about the corruption where they go on, all waiting in the try for do is now for cover them up. Now for cover them up, within the next 2-3 weeks, we know wherever everybody don't talk their asset again. The next thing we will remember now that until they will do now for distract the public. For let them know we will not even talk about this corruption thing again when they go on about the money where they don't thief. If you the worker with the president and that you the only president in bag of money or this, now you responsible for take care of bills them. If they ask you for a receipt, you not provide a receipt, you not provide the travel receipt, what you do, how you spend the money, you not provide them immediately. Therefore, lock you up because that shows say you are not responsible. You're not responsible. They're not for even wait for you, say, or let them wait for you like this. Maybe that they inform you ahead of time. Follow na put in a house in order. If you are not able to bring all the documents, then anyone who not providing documents, you should be arrested and prosecuted. But all that leeway where they give them, say, oh, no, wait, Lord, make this, all that, they make the corruption, they continue. Look where what is them bad at all. Look at the hospitals, they're terrible at all. The light system, you're not for talk. Take today with a ship. For let's ship, they give you light. Like saying, I want terrible emergency, and it don't happen. I will continue. And we say we need a ship for let it continue for give light until it hits with electricity. It's a shame. It's a shame. Look, Guinea, the effect for develop. Look at Guinea. Near we Guinea. Look the kind of development the way they go on at Guinea. Despite of waiting they go on at Guinea or waiting they happen. But the development where they go on at Guinea is massive. But Salon, we still may be no more. We'll not get the kind of condition where they at Guinea, but we just go backwards. We are just going back. We're just going back from 10 steps ahead years 45 years ago. Now we can go 10 steps backwards. Let me have contribution that the number.
Thank you very much, caller. Sierra Leone and corruption. Thing we for benefit Jama. One person they take them all pan rotimbele and send and go down. I don't put salon no say salon de like today. But we didn't. We call things out. And we open like mountain fat foot. They watch the commissioner, Francis Benkefala, how he go handle this. Just like other one them, we done the call out, we done the question. This one go continue. And give you another one, we go take them back. Yes, caller, I did live on air. Your name and where you call from, please.
Yeah, Tripoli. I call from Washington, D.C. How you do?
Good, you get 3 minutes.
Yeah, concerning this ACC boss, we get a long side for go na salon because the people that we trade and they may condemn and they may talk all kind bad thing and they may talk all kind crazy thing. They can say they get passion for Sierra Leone. Like I say, they get all the answers to the solution of Sierra Leone. Even though by then the former government be they try. We not say them be perfect, but they be they try. You understand? But then people are be they cry, then guys so down, like I say, then they do nothing. Then finally convince the people them and then give them power. I can always feel sorry for Ben Kelfala. Ben Kelfala, if me, na Ben Kelfala in fumble, Ben Kelfala, if I don't resign from this job, long thing. Because you see, say, Ben Kelfala, no one for do what he do. But because of the situation where he found himself, you understand? They force him for dance to the tune of waiting they go on. Ben Kelfala when he take the job, when listen and the first interview he take the job, he be get a passion for the job. He be want for do something good. But he can begin dance to the tune of the one that will get the job. And because of that, he don't compromise himself. And now he is as corrupt as the president himself. And this is sad. Just like one guy will sing, one guy will make one sing say, he say thief man the Allah thief. What's in the seriousness inside this thing? These guys are corrupt. Then corruption so clear and vivid that even that mami who they sell now dove courts, that mami who in a village, that power in a village, they taught in Casada, they know say this government corrupt. Ben Kefala forget say now for we the people them. Now that we they work for. You need to work for Madabio. You need to work for the government. Now we they work for. Wait me Ben Kefala not go stand up for the right team for one team, one green time. During the APC term, when they call the anti-corruption, they not go after the permanent secretary, they not go after the other people, and then go after other than the ministers them. Then cause all kind talk. Say APC then corrupt, APC then na nyampi then, APC na this then, APC na that then. But look, inside one two terms where APC do. What's not in debt is about 1 billion some hundred. Just four years with this SLPP power don't do. Salon debts. With the debt what they don't take right now close to $2 billion. So they almost double APC than 10 years debt what they don't take. Who side their money they go? Who side they use their money? APC tell we see. They make road, they make this, they do that, and do that. We see the couch light, we see. But then people here, with all this money they take, waiting them do bing, go then go talk snap, and this we put this money pa. Because the free education in the talk for, we always see teachers them, we already see doctors them, nurses them, when they cry say they need to pay them. They need to pay them. So what in the guy to do this money, Ben Kefala no. Wait make they go after the guy them. Because they're afraid. Just equating them is bright be talk, see. The Arata don't big pass the push. That the push not able to chase the Arata anymore. This is very, very sad. Very, very sad situation we get in this country. Until we all put we hand together. Corruption. Now, not to one person defeat corruption. Now we all defeat corruption. Not to the normal. But it's sad that then we for lead the fight against corruption, then corrupt pass the people, we the people themselves. So, also they could take this country. It's so sad. It's very, very sad. Me, Ben Kefala, I need to try for we at all. You need to try for we as a nation. Ben Kefala, a young guy. A young guy. You get a destiny. Why you allow yourself to be messed up? Why? Why you just allow yourself to be messed up? Stand up for the truth. Stand up for the truth. If you read for lost your job, then resign for the job. Okay, sir. May God bless you. Bless your country.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and where you call from, please.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. You get 3 minutes, sir.
Okay, Mina Eric from Kono. You see, Salon, I don't really know where we go. Small country like this, Lagos, when a Lagos population, it even double Salon population. Let me say 3 times and some. You see, up to date, to not even get the right leader, it's where it will help the Salon people there. So I don't know the reason make way or they really vote the in because anyway can they do it own. You see, I get a few questions that I really want for ask. I don't know what be the reason make way the president be suspend the auditor general. Then also, I really want to know if he really did at the constitution, say when president come, if Naim for appoint the ACC the boss, then why they not go allow, let me say, the people that are salon, just like how they make election, for me them vote in the president, why the people of Salon not go vote in the ACC them boss, so that anything where they happen at the country, just like how the auditor general, the audit, let the ACC back take in and do that kind of work. So if anything will happen, so that the people that will vote in the ACC boss, so now them will get the blame. So I don't feel that I want to know.
All right, thank you very much, caller.
Okay.
Yeah. Caller say you want to know if it didn't the constitution. Yes, it didn't the constitution for make the president appoint the ACC boss. That's why we've been calling for the review of the constitution. But it look like say because of the powers them we president in, president out can get, they no one for make they reduce the power. So nobody no one for make he lost the power the way he gets. And so me feel na he make then still no one for make we review the constitution. Yes, caller, your name and outside the call from please.
Concerned citizen.
You get 3 minutes, ma.
Okay, how you dey do? Yeah, this ACC hopeless guy, headmaster for the Fishman. Fanlo, Ben, Asaki Siman say, Pede, that means say left. Una left, hey, many man say, Nimi alukama bukula. That means say sweetness the left at the bone. You hibando. So the dogs if we take it will get small taste. But if you clean all the bone, where the dog take na barrier they look you, let them left. He don't do this, he don't do this. If he say they go free, they go take other people then country. They give example. Whenever they get subsidiary for other things and then get things they do for the country, even with that, then still they go after them for corruption. America, when America, people then they go after people then for corruption. They don't care which party you belong. But anyway, it can't work for in people. But we know say in a card holder and in a support them. So, but let it know say no more what they do we. It not go down well with we at the end of the day. And they left yonder forever. God go punish them. God go halaki them. God go nyaka them. Go put salt pa below low down there. That money on the thief. No go eat one. No go enjoy on our life. All go turn to Sansan. Now the one they wait for the talk for we. Where they say they're not elite. They're not the most illiterate and idiot animals they were don't see on the planet Earth. Down there. They all don't put kanya at the mouth, but that kanya go come on our mouth one day. With the patient, one day God go relieve we. And when He relieve we, we not gonna say yes. They don't relieve, God don't relieve we. You go look, you look power. You say no, I don't want again. When they take the money, when they develop the country, neither when they even do nothing when they can't go to other country. And that's so don't go seize all on our hand by the grace of God. Let them ask for Pastor King, and go tell una. But when una know the land every day, una they go from bad to worse. Una can't convince people. But I know they blame them. When they make billing back, then they come out. They put rest for fall there. And you see on the way they know that this not bad, but then they support them because of them freaking party. They don't care about the people that are in the country. But God will punish them all. Whether they see the wrong thing, you know, the been and wrong, then they back out because now a party. Now that no more call for you, Papa.
All right, thank you very much, caller.
You're welcome there. Bye-bye.
Now we last caller that one for today. Well, what I say now last caller, I'll just squeeze this person in quick, yeah? I'll just I say last caller, then you hang up. Me say fan come out here. Okay. I say now we last caller, one squeeze you in, then you hang up. You get 3 minutes. Your name and outside the call from, please.
Okay. thank you for receiving me.
Yeah, if I speak up, you dey sound far.
Yeah, because I feel say you want to drop the call.
No.
Okay. Thank you. Well, me said on the follow the program today. I will listen to everything. Oh, are they very close to the phone? I don't know. Maybe not the line bad.
Okay, no, continue no more.
Okay. Yeah, now if you told me the call for anyway. Yeah, me said they follow the old thing, but this ACCA, the ACC and the Auditor General. I feel say what we do at this country, we get a little bit wrong. Everything we do in terms of electing or selecting people that the government they come out directly from. While I feel say now the citizen for or you get groups or organization the way they select or elect people in like the ACCA. I think say the same way they do with the Auditor General. Because when you select somebody like for waiting up with the ACCA, so tendency say in loyalty go dey to the person wey get the job, rather than if now we the citizen for me get the job, probably in loyalty for me dey to we. So like they able for prosecute people in way like the president and the people away they work with the president. So I think that ACC job need for be an independent body. You know, Salon, if we really serious but we country go on before, we need for the do thing that will make sense. You know, that guy Ben Kalfala, my young guy, I feel say I even be person, but that's not the issue there. The thing is, I'm so happy where I see, especially this government get so many young people and they give some of we courage say, oh, if the young wire don't come, probably then go for understand the situation at the country. But I feel say they don't neutralize them, and that no fine for the young people we want join politics, because nobody not honest anymore. Everybody they go after a own pocket. Ben Kalfala for don't be a very decent person where this country for be proud of in the future. But anyway, thank you very much, and this target for see.
Thank you very much, caller. And we last caller that one day for today. Make I just check if we get any other person. We don't try. One call be coming where the person hang up. Let me see. Okay. Oman and Minneapolis say the country don't be divided long time, not to now. I think say now when I be talk say the country is divided, we then kind program here come. Okay. We are deep on this one. We know say a lot of things. It's Sierra Leone now. Things can get for the pop up from nowhere. Oh, the fella anyone wake up. But we go still deep on this one. We'll be back tomorrow. Till we meet again, Triple SA. Ta-ta.